Shalom, shalom, shalom. Giving all praises to YAHAWASHI, BaHa, QADASH. Giving all praises to YAHAWASHI, BaHa, QADASH. Yeah, an extra all praise to YAHAWASHI, BaHa, QADASH. That 7-day bug I had is almost out of my system. I feel a lot better. It's still kind of lingering, but I'm 100% better. But I was in some damn pain, and found out over the weekend that last weekend we went to the camp, and Sakaran and Bishop Sakaran had a cold. He had sniffles. He sneezed a little bit. We didn't think anything of it, and then we wound up getting it, and we felt it the next day. We felt it the next that Sunday morning. So I immediately gargled with organic lemon juice, because normally it'll start right where your thyroid gland is, right where your throat area is, and that's where you feel it. So you try to nip it in the bud, so to speak. And it kind of helped, but then the next day it was same thing, but a little bit worse. And I gargled again. I gargled with honey and lemon. It felt better, but the next day, what day was it? Okay, that was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. The hardest days, it got even harder on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was when I was really feeling it, man. I wanted to let me go to the hospital and this, that, and the other. I'm gonna die. And Saturday, I had it in, but I was a lot better. But that Friday morning when I got up, I said to myself, I ain't going to the camp this Saturday. I'm gonna have to call in sick. And I went to sleep Friday night, hoping that if it got better, I'll feel better. If it's the same as Friday, Thursday, and Friday, because I couldn't get up. And then hearing from Apostle Gabar and Apostle Ramla, that they had it just as bad as me, or maybe worse. So we went to the camp anyway, but a lot better, still in us. We told the brothers, don't really come close to us. You don't want to get this thing, because you're gonna feel it for at least a week. And if you're working during the week, you're gonna call in sick those days. At least 3 out of those days. Now my woman, she had got it, but when I had it, I said, I'm not gonna get close to her. I didn't get close to her at all, and get close enough to shake her hand or nothing like that. I didn't touch her in any way. And then she got it, and I didn't even get really close to her. I was in the same room with her. I didn't sleep with her at all. I live in my own place, but I come over there, and she got it, and I didn't come nowhere next to her. Didn't shake her hand or nothing. So, but it's out of my system. So, and I didn't want it to linger on for weeks. And people go in the hospital, and you know what they'll tell them. So you got to avoid the hospital as much as you can, because they'll tell you anything. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you know I'm feeling a lot better. But let me go on to this. I'm watching this video right here, exposing a massive logical fallacy in Deuteronomy 28. He doesn't have to say, we already know who he's talking about. He doesn't have to say Hebrew Israelism, Hebrew Israelites, Black Hebrew Israelites, BHI. We already know just by the Deuteronomy 28. So he has this guy, a lost soul that's going to be destroyed by YAHAWASHI. You have this guy, another lost soul that's going to be destroyed by YAHAWASHI. They're not going to get it unless the Most High wake them up. I don't see him being of the elect. Remember, the Most High is only dealing with the elect. and the elect will hear the word. The Most High is not going to set up a person that's in the elect in some remote area where no internet, no Israelite, because the elect has to learn the word. One of the elect might come from another country and come to New York on a vacation with his family and listen to us, get the website, watch us on YouTube or whatever, and he's a part of the elect. So the elect is going to get there. We don't got to go on the, in the sewer. And how many of you niggas go down the sewer looking for homeless people living in the hole in the ground, telling them they're Israelites? Ain't nobody doing that, man. Y'all ain't going in the hole. Y'all ain't setting up camp in front of homeless shelters. I'm ranting a little bit. The website, the World Wide Web, does our heavy work, heavy lifting. When did this thing really open up on a global level? Starting really July of 2007, when GMS came on the scene. Not when Bishop Nate was on the scene and the GOCC and the IUIC. They were on YouTube a year before we were, but it didn't blow up with those guys. It blew up with us. It blew up with us. It put wings in all these other Israelite groups' backs. All right. Anyway, forgive me for my rant, but if you watch this video, there's a term that he's reading from a book, and he says, I'm not going to go back and let you hear it. He says, I forget the term, but you got to watch the video. It's only 14 minutes long, 15 minutes long, not even. He uses the terminology, a horse has 4 legs, a dog has 4 legs. Therefore, a dog is a horse. What else did he say? He used some examples. Oh, a person has long hair, that he happens to be a hippie. Every person that has long hair are hippies. So he's trying to equate that to, because it's similar. Oh, wait a minute. Deuteronomy 28:68. Ships. Did we not come back with slave ships? And that's what he's used. That's the term. Matter of fact, let me let you listen to a little bit. And this man is stretching and reaching. And what you got to understand, you're gonna get lost souls like these guys here. And these guys are lost souls. All right. They might be educated lost souls, but they're lost souls. They don't know what's going on. And if they're not of the elect, they will be destroyed along with you. My new slogan is, you can't stop this train. Too many people. You can't, one little video here, 2 little videos there with Jake in it. It doesn't compare to 10,000 videos that are being put up. Oh, I was watching a video. Let me do this. And everybody that's a member of GMS should be doing videos. If you in this thing if you in the camp for 1 week, you should be hooking up with a cat that's been in this thing for a couple of years and say, brother, if you want, I can come get with you. I live 2 blocks away from you. If you want, I can come and I can read for you. Everybody got to do a video, or don't be in it. As of this day right now, as in the past, if you're part of GMS, you got to be doing videos. You got to be on the highways and the byways. You got to be active. Okay, not just I'm a member GMS or I'm a member IUIC. So I'm all over the place, but that's all right. But I'm gonna show you something. Okay, this is and you guys that said, well, I couldn't do videos because I didn't have anybody read for me. Nigga, can you read? You teach the word, you go to the scripture, you stop teaching, you read the scripture, you go back to the teaching, okay? Got to be on fire. The Most High accepts nothing less than being on fire. All right, let me go to this one. Nah, let me do this. IUIC. Let me see. Let me try this. Let me try this. Because they did some marching exercise. Bear me for a minute. Bear me for a minute. All right, we're doing some marching drills.
Shalom, King. Shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom. Shalom, 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 King. Shalom, shalom, King. I do. I've been in Detroit. I've been in Detroit. I haven't not since they moved on Michigan. I went on there, Southfield. I went. Shalom. Shalom. Oh, there go. Yeah. Yeah. Shalom, King. Come check us out. Right? I know. I haven't been out there. I'm coming. Wow. Oh.
That's all good. It's all good. Teaches discipline. But let me see. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. It's all good. And I think this went on, these drills went on from, I don't know, at least 1 hour. And I'm trying to find it. Which I'm not knocking them, doing drills or whatever. I'm trying to find a video that maybe they took it down. Oh, well, he's back on the street. Wait a minute. He's back on the street. After so many years, I can't get that marching video. It's mostly shorts. But anyway, it seemed like there was about 5,000 men out there. Some of them had the purple, some of them had the black, some of them had like the gray, signifying rank. And they had the captain, I forget the dude's name, lighter skin. He looked like an Ephraimite, but he's actually a Judite. But you would swear he was an Ephraimite or even a Simeonite. And I guess he was in the Marines or whatever, doing the cadence. And I'll get back into the main subject. And I saw it was vast numbers. There had to be at least 8,000. Let's say 8,000. All right. Now, if these, I don't know how long these guys been in there, but according to their T-shirts or their purple or whatever, some of them been in here at least 6 months, maybe a year. Are all these guys learning? And I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they are. They got to watch the videos and stuff to build them up. But like I said, as soon as you are part of GM, matter of fact, when you're on the other side, let me tell you a little story, and this always happens. that you have the state camps, GMS state camps, and they'll call, it'll come to me, and they'll say, well, we had 3 guys, they've been in the audience, or even one guy, this guy been in the audience for 2 years. He brings a notebook out, he salutes us, he's taking notes, he's asking questions, he's growing, or he's giving you precepts that he memorized. So they said, well, can we put him in the camp? And I said, well, if you believe the brother, truly is potentially one of the elect, then bring him in. So if he comes in that week, he should already be reading, and the reader should know scriptures. Like a squire, I got a precept for you. A whisper in your ear, I got it. That's what I used to do when I used to read for brothers over me. I said, I got a precept for you. I got a precept for that one. Anything you talk, I got a precept for that. I got a precept. I got a precept. Can you precept that? Everything you say, you got to have a precept. And if I'm talking, sometimes my focus is on talking, I'm getting into a rant. That's when the guy said, I got a precept for what you just said. And at a certain point of time, you being a reader also knows precepts, and he should know more precepts than the main speaker, because you know why? Because his head is always in the book. I'll give this scripture, get that scripture. While he's getting them scriptures, he's got 3 or 4 scriptures in his head. So now there should be in our camps, sometimes it's a 4-man camp, sometimes it's a 6-man camp. The apostles, our camp is pretty much four men. The cameraman, me, Gabar. You have Apostle Ramlab on manning the camera, but he's also saying certain things, giving precepts or whatever, putting his thought of the scriptures in, and all the same with Bishop Sakaran. He'll bring out a precept, or I'll say, go to Google and look this up. For example, I said, look up the Executive Order 14067. Everybody should look into that. I did a video on it. Go to Executive Order, which was signed March 9th, 2022, March, April, May, June, July, August. 5 months later, is now being talked about. And then it's going to go into effect December of this year. It's 1 month before the new year. So read it. Don't ask me about it. Go ahead and read it. Look it up. What is that all about? Can you explain it to me? Go look up the executive order. Well, how do I put it? How do I write? Write in executive, then order, then the numbers 14067. Read it and tell me what you think it is with your biblical mind. So anyway, you got all those guys marching and they feel good about themselves. If you in a hood, and let's say you see a couple of guys on bikes, motorbikes, and they got the same jackets, there's 3 of them. The such and such XYZ hood motorcycle club. You're going to be impressed and you're going to want to get down. That's number 4. That's number 5. That's number 6. You get like 100 brothers on bikes with the jackets, XYZ motorcycle club. You're going to want to get a motorcycle and you want to going to get down. That's that flock mentality, gang mentality, flock mentality. And that's what these guys are using, IUIC, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, who's going to be delivered? Who is the Most High working with? He's only working with the elect. And all of the elect have to be teachers. Oh, you just got some guys. No. What did the Apostle Paul say? What did Peter say? Peter spoke about diligence. Give diligence that you make that. Why did he say give diligence? To make that calling and election sure. At the end of the day, if you're not of the elect, I don't give a damn if you did 50 years in the truth. I've been in the truth for 50 years. I go back to One West. I know Abba. That's how far I go back. When was the last time you spoke? Well, I spoke, I believe it was 81. But guess what? You ain't the elect. You're not one of the elect. You turn your back on the plow. So the important question is, all these guys that are marching and doing cadences, are they going to be out there pushing that word. There should be a 1,000,001 camps out there. That's what I said when I first got on YouTube on the street. There should be 1,000,001 camps out there. Because the Most High is looking for teachers. He's not looking for soldiers. He's looking for teachers, but he's looking for soldiers on fighting a spiritual war. So what is your weapon? Your weapon is the scriptures, are the scriptures. So I just wanted to say a few things on that. To bring it back to GMS, everybody that's a part of GMS, you're supposed to be teaching, reading, and if you're a reader, you're supposed to be building yourself and quickly becoming teachers. Now, you might just deal with the basics. All of you got to be in the work. Not you got 5 guys that are the main guys, and then you got another 100 guys that pretty much stand around. They do very, very little. They shouldn't be in GMS. They should not be in GMS. I can give you a ton of scriptures on that. Give diligence to make thy calling and election sure. The Apostle Paul said in Hebrews, and that ye all show the same diligence. And because you were lukewarm, I shall spew you out of my mouth. Now, the last major camp that I had back in One West in the early 90s, there were about 50, 51, 52 brothers in that camp. And that was the biggest camp in Israel at that time. All the mother camps, they noticed that. You know, some of them had 25, some of them had whatever, 10. The camp that I ran with out of the main school, we met at One West in the other room, and we opened with a class. We had an hour class, and then we go out to the speaking. We'd be out there all day. Every last one of them fell off except for 2 people. Now, Ricard wasn't in our camp. He was in the Brooklyn camp that me, Lahab, Elder Lahab, and Elder Ariala set up. And it got so big that we said we're going to leave it to Barak, the HODC guy. You're going to be in charge of it. And then Yahshua came in. So it was like 2 heads. And that became a big major camp. And I believe at that time, High Priest Ariala was on 34th Street. And myself, I was going back and forth to Brooklyn. But then I kind of became the head, or I became the head of the young brothers of the 44th Street camp. But that, like I said, on Saturdays, that was, even on Sunday, we went out. You don't got to go. People work during the week, so you need a day to chill out. But we went out there, and we spoke all day. The heads over us came a little bit later, but we stayed out there with them. We was out there for like 8 hours. You can ask any of the apostles. Out there for 8 hours, man. Sometimes 9. A couple of camps we was out there until 1 o'clock in the morning. Because some Christian came up and we wasn't going to leave. And he wound up leaving about 1 o'clock in the morning. All right. So I'm ranting a little bit. But if you have those many guys, because they're impressed, oh my God, I got to get down with this thing. Well, are you of the elect? At the end of the day, it's about you being of the elect. Now, I'm not going to look at a brother and say, you out the camp because I don't believe you. I don't know what the elect is. He that endureth to the end shall be saved. I know I have an idea that you are a part of the elect if you're diligent. There's a lot of diligent guys. They're diligent for 10 years and all of a sudden the spirit's out of them. Guess what? They did that work in vain. So let me see here. So with all these men marching, I don't know if they're all from the same place or they all got together from different states. They all got to be on fire, which they are. There's a lot of camps out there of the IUIC men pushing that word. But if you got all those men, there should be more. Everybody, like Barnes said, Barnes from platoon. He said, I want every swinging prick in the field, meaning you got to fight. You got to fight. We're at war, you got to fight. I want every swinging. The one guy asked for R&R. And he said, you know I can't do that. And he said, I got a bad feeling about this one. And he said, I'm sorry. And then you know what he did? He got scared. He bitched out. And when they had that major battle scene at the end, he took a dead body and put it over him because he cowered. He wasn't in the spirit of war. And the scriptures tell you that if you have fear, don't let the man go to war, because he's going to put fear in the other men. All right. So this is a spiritual war. This is not a carnal war. Nobody should be having long guns and AR-15s and Glock 9s and all that, showing it off. The scriptures say, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. You're going to be in the same passage. It says, sheep in the midst of wolves. So when did you ever show me a picture of sheep with a goddamn AK-47? Huh? Show me a sheep with combat boots on. Show me a sheep with their teeth growling. They don't do that. When you see a sheep, you don't run. Oh my goodness, it's a sheep. You see a wolf, you're gonna run. You're gonna freeze up. So we're not here to intimidate people. This is not about intimidating people. Just give you the truth. Just give you the truth. All right? In the long run, the leadership of the IUIC are doing it the wrong way. That's why that whole church blitz thing backfired on you, because all those churches know about us any damn way. They just choose not to follow. You can't shove this truth down somebody's throat. Anyway, please forgive me. I'm ranting. Okay, so they, you know what? You can't even get mad at these guys because the Most High haven't opened up their eyes. That's all. And if they don't get it, they're going to be destroyed. And then they'll come back as newborn babies knowing that they're Israelites. And if he's an Edomite, you better hope that he's not. One of these guys might be his slave master. Anyway, let me do this. Let me let you hear a little bit of it.
Is not distributed in at least at one of the premises. So when you talk about the rules of logic, I'm reading from a website called thoughtcode.com right now. I'm sort of summarizing what it says. I brought this up in advance.
Remember the rules of logic. And at the same time, you know what came to my mind? A term called Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is normally the correct the correct thing, or the correct explanation. All right. If you say, "Oh, I was watching TV, my girl's in the bedroom, an alien busted the door down, came in and lasered her ass, and then left, and he fixed the door." The cops are going to say the door wasn't Jimmy. There's a camera outside the door. Nobody came in. Nobody came out. You heard a bang. When we came over, when you called the cops, you were the only one in there with your wife. Your wife is dead. Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is normally the best. Don't give me that shit. An alien came in your house and busted the door, then fixed the door with spiritual power. So that's what this clown is doing. When you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, with an open mind, it doesn't describe the people, the small hats. Doesn't describe the small hats. It describes us. That fits us to a T. So he's trying to make people believe otherwise. Like he'll say, yeah, the trips back in Egypt was during the time, and then Josephus. Yes, that's true, but that was some of them Israelites are going to Egypt. Some of them were traded. There was communities of Israelites in that land that were not slaves, and some of them, I believe, the age of 17 and above. I think it is in Josephus. You got to look it up. During 70 AD, the ones that they didn't kill, they sent some of them into Egypt, but not all of them, because a lot of them fled and a lot of them were put to death. So and if that was the case, those people that went to Egypt were actually so-called black people. He's trying to push the fact that if we're not the people, then the small hats are the people. Well, how can you explain the Falasha Jews, which are dark-skinned people that look like Negroes? And it's the Israeli government that says they're welcome because they're descendants of the true land. So they're telling you, Esau, small hats is telling you that these people are some of the original people. And a lot of these small hats are converts. They'll tell you that they're converts in a minute. That's why they call themselves Yehudim. Not YAHAWAH. They call themselves Yehudim, which means convert to the laws, statutes, and commandments. That doesn't mean that you're Israelite. Read Esther chapter 8, the last couple of verses. I believe it's in the last verse. And many of the people of that land became Jews. You cannot become Jews. You have to be born one. So let's listen. So if you want to think, okay, so it says logical fallacy, logical. If you're going to use logic, then that means, I read the book of Deuteronomy 28th chapter, and the first thing that popped in my head was black people going into slavery in America. And the scriptures say in Revelation, this place is called Sodom and Egypt. So let's listen.
The term distributed is when a sentence says something about everything a term designates. And so a syllogism is invalid if both middle terms are.
The word is a syllogism. I hope I said it right.
Undistributed. So here's what I mean by that. And this is from a British educator, gives the example. Because.
Not an American educator, but a British educator. So he knows what the hell he's talking about.
All horses have 4 legs, and all dogs have 4 legs. All horses are dogs. So there's clearly a fallacy there, right? Horses and dogs are 4 legs, right? Okay. But neither of them, and this is from, the British educator Madsen Priory, neither of them occupy the whole of the class of 4-legged beings. And so this is what this Deuteronomy 28 thing does, the way the Hebrews like to use it. Oh, we share some curses in common with the Israelites, some punishments, some things that have happened.
Yeah, I said that we share some curses with the Israelites. We're not the Israelites. We're the Israelites. We're the Israelites. Because none of those curses and prophecies, none of those curses or prophecies fit the small hats. The worst captivity they went into, one of the worst, is under Adolf Hitler, right? Did they bring them from one point of Europe to another point in slave ships? No, they were brought by trains. They're not the people. They're not the people. Another thing, if 1948 was a fulfillment of scripture of God's people coming back, then we would no longer be under the curses, right? We would be under the blessings, or they would be under the blessings, right? So what are the blessings? That we're going to be over every other people. Are the small hats over every other people? No, they're not. They're fighting against the Palestinians. The U.S. has to send them billions of dollars every year. Their military was built by the help of the U.S. They're training by the U.S., if I'm not mistaken. So they're not the head nation of the world. The head nation, unofficially, whatever, is America. You know, the head of NATO, unofficially, is America, right? That's why ultimately the NATO nations are going to drop bombs on America. We don't got to listen to no more. Anyway, this is what I did. I did a lot of ranting, but I quoted the scripture here and there. But this is what I did. I'm going to use logic. I'm going to be open-minded about this. This is what I did. I went to Google. I didn't go to Black Google. I didn't go to Negro Google. I didn't go to Black Google. I went to Google. That's Google, right? I didn't put in the color of the black Jews. I put in what color were the ancient Israelites? What color were the ancient Israelites? And I'm asking Google, and I went to images. What do you see there? What do you see there? Black people? Black people at cornrows? And I believe these are Assyrians, which are black, so-called black people. I believe these are Egyptians. That's an Israelite. You see the beard. These people don't look like Europeanized people. They kind of have an Arab looking, even Latin look. Israelites in captivity under the Egyptians. If ancient Egypt were black, then what color was ancient Israel? Oh, that's a good one. Let me do this. And Moses hid in Pharaoh's house. The Ancient Black Hebrews, Volume 3, The Genetic Evidence, Gert Muller. Why are there no ancient Jewish Hebrew statutes? See a guy, white guy. Oh, look at this. Real original Hebrews, ancient Hebrews. This man looked just like my stepfather, looked just like my stepfather when he was alive. I had the beard, had the gray, black, grays, white patches in his hair, same nose, same complexion, everything. This is a statue of an ancient Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Oh my goodness. The year is AD. So this is an actual statue, or well, it says statue. From what? From the year AD 70. Does he look like the Jewish people that are in Israel today? I will let you be the judge of that. Look at the locks. He could have been under the Nazarene vow, the vow of the Nazarene. Biblical Levites. Wow. What did the Israelites look like? Look like a so-called black man? Look like a so-called black man? Clearly a so-called black man. Look at this. Okay, this is, I believe, let me open this up. Okay, this is from the Washington Post. This is a men of the ICGJC, and they marched on Washington. I mean, they came in masses. They came in, a bunch of men came down, Hebrew regalia on. But what are they doing? They're not doing anything. So I don't believe, at this point, I don't believe any of these guys are of the elect. They're not doing what the elect of the Most High is supposed to do, which is out there teaching. These are, hey, a picture speaks 1,000 years. A picture speaks 1,000 words. And the video speaks millions. But you can see like the Egyptians, some of them are Egyptians. These are, I guess these are Egyptians, taskmasters or whatever. Then you got the Israelites, and you can, and some of the Israelites were a lot lighter than the Egyptians. So the Israelites were not super crispy black. We believe these are the Israelites because of the beards. Okay. How did ancient people describe the physical appearance of Hebrews? And they're light-skinned, maybe a little darker than me, but you can see the beards. Look like the brother from, a little bit like the brother from Chicago, GMS Chicago, the Ephraimite brother. I believe he's the Ephraimite. He came out to New York. It looked just like him. And I subscribe to one of his pages, so I get all the notifications. So if you want to use logic, this, this makes all the sense in the world. There's a picture a couple years back of the Passover that the members of the ISUPK had wearing the Hebrew Israelite garments. They were big, but they're even bigger now. You go back 2010 or whatever, 2014, they were big, but not as big as they are now. And we're constantly getting bigger. This is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yep, I was right. Wentworth Arthur Matthews, or Rabbi Matthews, part of the commandment keepers. He was one of the key guys, if not the head guy. The Abba was a part of it. Abba broke off. And then he went to after he broke off, he went into the New Testament. The maker of the 12 tribe sign. This is supposed to be the Israelites in Egypt. So where are the small hats at? Where are the small hats? How can Moses pass for an Egyptian? How can Moses stick his hand in his bosom? He pulls it out and it turns white. Then he puts his hand back in his bosom and it turns his natural flesh. What was his natural flesh? It wasn't white. Miriam, what color was she before she received the curse of leprosy? White as snow. I simply put, what color were the ancient Israelites? I didn't put, are the color of the Israelites black? What shade of black would it? I didn't put that. I didn't put black Hebrew Israelites. I didn't put BHI. I put what color were the ancient Israelites. Let me do this. Let me take out ancient. All right, same thing. You got the chief Ephraim right here. Because I believe he's a Judite. He got a Judite. He Ephraim, but he got a Judite spirit on him. And you had a lot of Judites in that land. Okay, what color are the Israelites? There it goes. Okay, you got this demon right here. Different Israelite groups, ISUPK. These are groups over there in the land of Israel. Who's this? I believe this is this is down there in DC, the ICGJC, but none of them are preaching now. None of them out there on the highways, and they don't even put up YouTube videos. So I really don't know what's going on. I put Israelites. Oh, here goes the famous Bishop Nathaniel. I'm looking for the white people. See, when you put in Israelite, it doesn't, if you type in Israelites, who are the Israelites? You're not going to have, let me do this. Let me do it this way. What color are the Jews? I put in what color are the Jews. It's still showing black people. I put down what color are the Jews. Oh, there you go. But look at this. Jake in the synagogue, another Jake with the yarmulke on. Whoopi Goldberg, she thinks she's a Jew, but she's an Israelite. Let me see this here. Okay, you got a Jake right there, a couple of Jakes over there. Jake woman, she's a rabbi, so you know that Mosai is not dealing with these people. Then you got a couple look like they might be Moabites or something, Mexicans over here. Because we're the Israelites, man. We're not Jews. Anyway, let me do this here. Israelites and Egyptian slavery. Let's see what this is all about. Nothing but black people. Got this crap over here. And Cecil B, I believe it was Cecil B. DeMille that made the movie, The Ten Commandments in the 50s, but he made one earlier in I believe it was the 20s, maybe late 20s. And he had this actor, a black actor, he played God in the movie Green Pastures. Ingram is his name, something Ingram. And he played in the original Cecil B. DeMille's Ten Commandments movie long before Charlton Heston came on the scene. And this guy, this Jake, that played the Most High, and I believe he played some other characters in the movie Green Pastures. He had the white afro and the beard. This was back in the early 30s. His name was something Ingram. But he played in a movie, that original movie that Cecil B. DeMille made, and the part that he played was a Hebrew slave. Well, why would Cecil B. pick a black guy to play a Hebrew slave when the Jews are supposed to be white? Doesn't make sense, vocab. You use the term logic in your video. I'm being logical right here. Learn about the Hebrews whom Moses led out of slavery in Egypt. Overview of the Hebrews enslaved in Egypt whom Moses led to freedom. Now look at that. I don't know where this is from. Okay, Encyclopedia Britannica. It's from the Encyclopedia Britannica. This is a picture of something, but you can clearly see that they're Jakes. They don't look like the small hats. The small hats are very pasty. I mean, I dealt with them, the ones that I've dealt with, many of them in their communities, and they are very nice. They treat, how you doing? Have a good day. They tip you and all that. They're very, very nice. So, I'm not going to say nothing bad about them, but they're not the people. Sorry. Sorry, they're not the people. I even have friendly conversations with them about their heritage. Let me do this. I'll get ready to close it. When did the Israelites turn white? Question mark. When did Jews become white? Jews struggling for decades to become white. How did Jews become white folk? I'm not going to read it. The Exodus and racism paradox for Jewish liberation, Israel, in black and white. Reconsider the skin color race of Jesus. All these questions are coming up. And let me come back over here. What color are the Israelites? I'm going to give you the color of the flag. What was the skin color of the ancient Israelites? Let me click on that. Okay, here it is. I'm just going to read this. What was the skin color of the ancient Israelites? Jennifer Jackson. The ancient Israelites had brown complexions that varied from light to dark brown. I showed you that. Within my own family with the same parents, we all have shades from light to dark brown. Most historians and white supremacists, gatekeepers of the truth, know this, but due to our lack of power, when we say we are the true Hebrew Israelites, we get called anti-Semitic. We found out that we are Semitic too. We say that, yeah, we're Semitic. No, you're anti-Semitic. So you can't get around it. Mostly dark brown to light brown or yellowish brown, like myself, I'm yellowish brown skin tone, as a picture of a supposed to be an Israelite. I would guess back in Egypt. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.